Rockies to Memphis, Tennessee. The land of Elvis, the blues, and the world's most affluent ducks at the Peabody Hotel.
Welcome to the South's Grand Hotel, home of the stars, home of presidents, home of the ducks.
If these ducks could eat ribs, they'd keep walking straight out the door and head where most Memphis rib lovers head.
We got the best ribs in the whole wide world, including heaven and hell. You can't go nowhere else.
One block up the street to Charlie Virgo's Rendezvous charcoal ribs.
It's the landmark of Memphis. You can't come to Memphis without eating at the Rendezvous.
Oh, I just crave them. We drove 5 hours to get here just for these ribs.
We had to come here twice on this trip. We're here for 3 days, but we're here 2 days in a row.
I met my niece and nephew here last night, and they're from Minnesota. They drove 800 miles to meet me here.
Like the New Zion Baptist Church in Texas, ribs are a way of life at Rendezvous. But the brothers and sisters here are literally brothers and sisters. For over 6 decades, the Virgos family has had barbecue sauce running through their veins.
My name is John Virgus, and I'm one of the owners of the Rendezvous restaurant. My father started it in 1948, which was actually the year that I was born. And it started just as a tavern with 80 seats selling ham and cheese sandwiches.
When John's father, Charlie, cleaned out the basement of the diner, he discovered a coal chute.
You know, looked at it and thought, you know, maybe I could do some smoking in here. So he uncovered the coal chute, put some racks in, and started experimenting with charcoal.
Ever since Charlie started smoking ribs, the Rendezvous has been a family affair.
Well, my brother, sister, and I own it and run it now, and my parents are retired. But we all work down here off and on all of our lives.
Like John, the rest of the staff is committed to the Rendezvous for life.
I've been here since 1973, which is exactly 35 years. Most of the waiters have been here over at least 25 years.
I've been here for 29 years. I'm still the baby though.
Robert Jr.'s father has been around since the beginning, and he's still working.
Robert Earl Stewart. I've been here 48 years. Everybody all right?
All these familiar faces have a following among the regular customers. Fans even collect autographs from their favorite servers.
They all still work here. Yeah. So this will be framed and going up in the house somewhere when we get back to Minnesota.
It's a really easygoing relationship between all of the employees. I mean, I don't think of myself as their boss. I mean, we all kind of grew up together. How long have you been here, Bobby?
41 years.
And he's about got it down on how to cook ribs without burning them up.
Memphis's first family of barbecue has many secrets to their success. But the biggest isn't a secret at all. It's the style of ribs they serve.
So they're not baby backs, they're not spare ribs.
This is one of the best ribs you can buy, which is called a long back rib. It has enough fat in it just to conserve, keep it from drying out.
The loin-back rib racks are cooked in the charcoal oven for an hour and a half.
This is what puts the flavor into our ribs, the charcoal itself. We use roughly close to 200 bags of charcoal in a week's time. 5-day period of time, we average 7,000 to 8,000 pounds of rib.
While cooking, the ribs are moistened with a vinegar solution.
It's a hot vinegar basting juice. As long as we cook them, we baste them. We use put enough seasoning on it where it doesn't overpower the meat.
The cooked ribs are then cut, basted once more, and dusted with the special Rendezvous seasoning.
What I think really makes our food distinctive is the Rendezvous seasoning. And it's after we baste our ribs, it's what we sprinkle with that gives it the unique flavor.
The seasoning blends the flavors of the Virgos family's Greek heritage with American influences.
Being Greek, we do everything with salt, pepper, oregano, and garlic. My father went to New Orleans in the early 50s. He had kind of gotten into the cayenne pepper and the chili powder and the paprika. And when he came back, he kind of threw it all together and tried it on the ribs, having basted it with vinegar. It's just one of these blends that just works so well on other items. We put it pretty much on everything.
Though the seasoning goes on every rack, the sauce does not. The customer can decide if he wants his pig wet or au naturel.
A lot of your ribs are done with heavy sauce, and you add sauce if you want it, otherwise you have that dry rub, but it's perfect.
Thanks to the fusion of Greek and Cajun flavors, diners can't get enough of the Rendezvous ribs.
They're amazing. The ribs are just the never fail.
It's great flavor.
It's kind of like going to heaven without dying first. They're just like fall off the bone tender.
Is that a nice looking rib?
In a town famous for top-notch barbecue, the Rendezvous ribs are popular enough to draw in all the VIPs.
At some point in time, pretty much everybody that's been famous, whether it be presidents or rock stars or whomever, have been to the Rendezvous.
Now, Bill Cosby, I waited on him. I done waited on him twice now.
I wait on the treasure of the United States.
Justin Timberlake comes whenever he's in town. He's a really nice guy. The Rolling Stones have been coming here since 1964. We catered Air Force One and Air Force Two. President Bush has been down with the Prime Minister of Japan. John McCain is down. He's a really nice guy. We sent some ribs to Barack Obama about a year ago. We've catered events for Bill Clinton many times.
True to its roots, Rendezvous remains a place where barbecue is done right. Thanks to the Virgos family, after 60 years, the ribs are just as good as ever.
The food's always wonderful.
The atmosphere here is unbeatable. The employees, fantastic. You come inside, I'm gonna try to make you smile.
If you're coming to Memphis, you got to come to the Rendezvous. No doubt.
When we return, we head to the